All right. Let me test out this sound and see if you could hear me. What's going on, y'all? All right, let me test my sound. If you're coming in, welcome to my live. You cannot see my screen, so I don't know if anybody is here. I am about to test my audio, but just sit tight. I'm about to do my nails. If you're interested in learning how to do yours, you can join me. All right, let me make sure you can see my layout. Oh snap, I forgot this is kind of loud. I wonder if people know this fight ain't starting until after 11:30. All right, let me pin this message. Anybody that watches this on the replay should know you should watch this in double time. Sometimes it's more fun. But usually when I start my lives, I need to get myself situated and I make sure I um I always make sure I situate my live so that I can be prepared to receive incoming information and people. So what's going on, y'all? If you're here tuning in, welcome to my live. It's Friday night. The fight is happening tonight between Tyson and Jake Paul. I'm curious to know who's going to win. As a matter of fact, let me start this poll right quick because I am curious to know who's going to win the fight. Hi, welcome, welcome. Let me see who's going. I'm going to start a poll. Who is going to win the fight? Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? All right, let me run this poll and see what's going to happen here. This is something I'm curious to see now. Who is going to win this fight tonight? I hopefully won't be too long. I'm gonna actually try to do my nails real quick tonight because I am tired. It's been a long day. I spent the entire day organizing that hot mess that I panicked about yesterday. Was it yesterday when I went on live? So I made sure I worked today and I got a lot of work done and I made a lot of changes to my workspace and it's very, very functional. And I'm excited to see how it goes. Hi, welcome, welcome. Yeah, and check in the poll, answer in the poll, and let me know who you think is gonna win. Let's see what the overall result will be. Because the truth is, y'all, this fight really ain't gonna start happening until like maybe about what 11:30, I think they said. So as much as everyone's tuned in right now, this fight is technically not supposed to happen until 11:30. I'm just gonna make some adjustments because I have my monitor behind me, but I want to see you guys as you're talking so that I can respond if needed. Also, let me know if my volume is okay. I know that my voice is a little low. Trying not to yell. Want to have a chill night. I have been drinking wine, which has been wonderful, wonderfully calming. Hi, welcome. Those um those colors you swatched from Not Polish were really, really nice. But like I said, I'm just in a very mellow state because I choose to be. It's Friday night. I ain't got no stress. My baby went with dad, and mommy has a freedom night tonight. Thank you so much. All right, so here's what I'm working with, y'all. Ooh, wait, I need to check this camera. Okay, here's what I'm working with. I could do better than this. I could do better than this. Yeah, here's what I'm working with. These are my natural nails, but I do acrylic overlays on them so that I can keep them long and strong. I am not very well at keeping my own nails without some type of protection. So I am just gonna get to work on getting these taken care of. It shouldn't take me long. I want to do a design tonight with some blooming gel. So that's why I need to hustle my behind. But if you're in here, I'd appreciate it if you'd like my video, or sorry, like the live, and give me a thumbs up and take the poll. Take the poll. I want to know who everybody thinks is gonna win. I want to see who people think is gonna win. Take that poll. Cheers to you if you are in my live tonight. Don't feel obligated to stay. I know you guys are, doing different things and everyone's tired, different time zones, so don't feel no ways. Honestly, when you started talking about those Rugrats and all those 90s cartoons, I was like, we're going to be best friends because I was just saying Animaniacs the other day. I know you know it. We are friends, okay? Trust me. So, yeah, I appreciate you joining me this evening. Let's have a good time. If you have any questions or if I can answer anything for you, let me know. Hmm. Girl, you have no idea. I was gonna chime in. I was like, I'm gonna get all kind of in that. I love cartoons. If I sound muffled, let me know. I am wearing a mask, but Animaniacs was one of my favorite ones. That song. They changed it up though. It's kind of woke now, but it's alright. All right. I do use a fan, but because I am on here, I am not gonna take too long to get started. So before I do start anything, also let me know if you cannot hear me. I tried to make sure my volume was all the way up. I'm all the way up. All right. Yeah, pinky and the brain. All right. I always start with spraying my nails with alcohol before I even start any service because I like to sanitize my hands, sterilize them, you wash them first. After I do that, I always come through. I might have to take these goggles off. I come through with a cuticle cleanup or a cuticle pushback, sorry. I'm just going to quickly push back my cuticles. Because I'm going to go over it with an e-file, I don't have to push too hard. Just be very gentle. you're trying to just make sure you release it from the surface and you're clearing space to clean up all of this dead skin that's going to come up in here. All right. Thank you, Tanya. So I'm just going to come through, push back my cuticles right quick. Yeah, y'all, take the poll. Tell me who you guys think is going to win the fight tonight. And is it even fair that Mike Tyson is truly fighting Jake Paul? Like, he's 27 years old, I think. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to start right away. I knew you didn't eat nothing, and I was like, you know what? Let me give people some time. Sometimes it's hard to go right into a live after you just came out of one. So, and I don't feel no ways about waiting. Like, I'm not in no kind of rush. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to fix this. I'm not in no kind of rush, so I'm good. Just chilling. All right. Is my computer walling? Let's see. Hold on, y'all. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna do a very gentle takedown. I don't really want to reduce the shape too much. This is gonna be my first time going back to work since I had surgery early in September. So I do want to take them down just a little bit because I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot to do, and I don't want to have to worry about, my nails are breaking because I gotta take these off. My nails breaking because I gotta handle some business. Let me know if the visuals are good, if you guys need me to zoom in, if you can't see. But when you're working with an e-file, yeah, I don't like this bit at all. Something is off here. Hold on. When you're working with an e-file, you do want to be as careful as possible, but also you want to let it do the work for you. It's not intended to. I think it's my e-file. It's time to get a new one, if I'm being completely honest. There we go. So, um, where was I? Let it do the work for you. They're not hard to work with. Take your time, be gentle. You don't have to rush. I do hope you guys can see. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking off the surface of the work that I did before. So essentially the polish. Um, See the polish. I'm just, taking off the polish and a little bit of the bulk, not too much, and any free or dead or loose acrylic that I might have underneath. I'm excited to get back to my routine. Yes and no. I mean, the truth is, other than work, my routine pretty much stayed the same because I have kids, so they still had to do their thing. So I was still up regularly and early and all of that. But I mean, I try not to stress about work when I'm not there because that's not my the work's gonna have to get done. So it is what it is. They'll figure it out. Um, but I'm excited to get back to, and then I'll be off again in a couple weeks anyway. So if I'm not on the day live, like if you guys go live during the day and I don't jump on, know that I'm always gonna take in the replays to support the hours. Because trust me, I know it's important to get those watch hours. Because it's good to have people, people that you like and you support and that support you. It's always a nice feeling. I'm just taking this in a little bit differently than I normally would, but when you're working with an e-file, don't think you have to work like other people work. The main thing is to know your hands and do what makes you comfortable. Don't stress about being like someone else or doing it like someone else. Like you see, I'm turning my finger in all different directions. It's because when you're working on yourself, the rules are not always the same. So just work within your comfort level. You don't have to do it like anyone else. And again, I'm just removing the surface. This is my dominant hand. Wait till I get to my non-dominant hand. You're gonna laugh. It's horrible. You don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be spickety span clean. If you have ADHD, it might be a little rough. Or if you have OCD or yeah, OCD is the worst though. If you do have that, it might be a little hard to not overfile and do too much on the nails, but try your best to remember it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it looks good. All right. If you can't see me, if I go out of focus, if you need me to zoom in, let me know. If you're joining me, what's going on? Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. The fight's on tonight. Are you watching the fight? I have a poll going. Let me know who you think is going to win in the poll. So far, it looks like only Mike Tyson has a vote. Somebody asked me if I was crazy to go live on the same night as the fight, but the truth is, I still got like 2 hours. I'll be all right. So gentle on your surface. You don't have to press down hard. Make sure that the barrel is parallel to your nail, not at an angle. So you're not digging down your nail. You're just filing it surface wide. Uh-oh. Oh no, I froze. Hold on, hold on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on. You know, I forgot to plug in my phone. Shit. That wouldn't have been good. Let me plug this in. Hold on, y'all. Ooh. All right. There we go. All right, all right. Can you hear me? Are we good? Are we good? Thank you, thank you. All right, my apologies. All right, so yeah, as I was saying, work with what you got when you're doing this. You don't have to dig down, just very gentle on the surface. You notice I'm not pressing hard, I'm moving quickly, but I'm moving like across the surface, and that's just because I'm taking down a little bit of this bulk that's on this nail. I'm going underneath and I'm cleaning out if it's a little bit, grown. Sometimes it will lift away from the tip. So if you're growing out your own nails, you want to just make sure you quickly clean that out. Whatever you don't get with this, you're going to get with the sanding band or the hand file, so don't stress it. I say that as I go back over it like 17 times. What's everybody eating right now? I'm hungry. I should have ate. I'm so dumb. All right. So I'm going to do my non-dominant hand now, or work with my non-dominant hand, and I promise you it's not going to be very pretty. I hate doing this side. I don't, I try not to work at the same level of speed, but you kind of have to. And this side gives me heart stress. I've been doing nails since before 2018, so let me tell you, it still gives me heart stress. So take your time, work at your comfort. It does take a moment to get used to. There are different techniques that you can practice, but essentially, what's most important is that you don't hurt yourself. I'm barely touching the surface, which is probably why it doesn't come off just so fast, but that's okay. I have 2 layers of top coat, I have 2 layers of polish. So it's not going to be just like instant. And I'm not using a coarse bit, I'm using a fine bit. And I like to use fine bits when I work with my natural nails because um, it just lessens the chance of having problems. I could use some pizza still. I could definitely eat some pizza. So I never really got a chance to see where everybody was tuning in from. I know that some people are on the same Eastern Standard Time as myself. Um, but I'm always curious to know where you see me from. I'm in Canada, in case you didn't know. Good old North. I heard some people are trying to run here, but you can't come. We're too full. We don't have no housing. We can't live nowhere. I'm joking. Also, if you're working with an e-file and you feel it gets hot on your nail, that is a sign that you need to stop because you have gone a little bit too far and or you're pressing down too long. You're not moving it fast enough. So you're like stagnant in one place and that will cause what's called a heating situation. And essentially all that's gonna do is just hurt. So try your best to not stay in one place too long with the e-file. And again, you're grazing the surface, letting the file do the work. This is my non-dominant hand. I don't work as fast. I'm extremely careful because it's very easy to hurt yourself. That not polished haul was fire. I can't wait to see those polish swatches on Sunday. And I really do like to be able to support y'all just the same way. Like, it ain't nothing but my time. And the truth is, sometimes I'm just at home doing like creative stuff. So it's nothing for me to turn on um, a live in the background and then come back to it or listen to it because I always have my earpiece in. And what do you say? Move the drill around? What do you mean? I always have my earpiece in. So, oops. Hopefully it's easier to hear me. This phone that I'm using to do my live is my old phone. I don't use my new one. Not just yet. I use it for filming though. How many of you guys are trying to grow your channels and um, how do you find that's going for you? Are you a new YouTuber? Are you guys on this channel, on your platforms for some time? I'm just curious to get to know some of what y'all are on here for. Are you trying to become monetized if you are not already? My angle is not, there we go. Got it. And also, does anybody else have that one finger where like they have excessive growth in their cuticle area? So for me, it's this middle finger in particular. It's always a problem. It always has like the weirdest growth out of all of my nails in these particular corners, and I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else has that, but like it's annoying. I am gonna come back and really shape these more or less with the hand file, so I'm not too worried about shaping it right now. It's just taking it down in length. Like I don't want it to be so long more than anything that I'm using the e file to do, not to shape it. What did you say there? You know what? I agree with you guys. Like letting it just do what it's doing. Yeah, of course. I would love to have that level where, it's an additional income and it's monetized or whatnot. But at the same token, it's like I'm just kind of having fun doing this thing where I share with others. There's a community there. We get together. We support one another. We hang out, and it's a nice way to connect with people across the world too. So I guess all in all, I am doing it for fun, but I'm also like, here to teach people stuff. I know people that want to know how to do their nails. They always ask me how I do mine. I'm like, well, I do them live now, so if you want, just come and watch. It doesn't take that long, depending on how you're doing them, but I'm also not using my regular drill bit, which sucks because I don't know where it is. After I moved everything around today, I realized, oh yeah, you have to go live, but you forgot to put all your stuff back. So I'm kind of working a little naked right now, but just goes to show you can do your nails no matter what. This one goes finishing. I don't like this corner either. It also gives me problems all the time. I don't know why. Both of those corners for me are always punishable. All right, this is the worst nail of all of my nails that I have to do. I can never, ever, 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 ever do it without turning my hand looking like a wayward, crazy person. I don't know why. I move it in different directions. I try different things, and this particular nail is usually the bane of my existence. So forgive me if I get frustrated. I'm also gonna do an unboxing. I bought a new armrest for my clients. Now it's not before I just had the one that said relax your hand and basically it was just for your wrist. This new one that I bought is more of an arm support so that they can lean forward and they can be more comfortable in their seating when sitting at the table. So I'm excited to have that out. Something new for clients. Well, don't worry about it. Thank you for still being here. I appreciate your support, y'all. Y'all, it's late. I'm sure everyone's tired. It's been a day. I think this Esau wants to give on me too. I forgot to say that. All right, we good. If you obsess too much when you're doing the removal part, it'll drive you crazy. So please don't do that to yourself. Just do your best to get it out, get it done. You're just removing the bulk. That's really it. And then this is where you're at. I hope you can see this ish, but this is where you're at. Okay. All right. Next, I am going to quickly run through my cuticle line. Yes, some people, this is an extra step. I like to do it. It just helps me feel like it's a lot cleaner. It doesn't take much time. I don't run it on a high speed. And really, it's to go through and clean this area here. Let me make sure y'all can see me. When I do this, I find I can go lighter with the arbor band and I don't have to get too deep into those corners. And again, this is essentially just to clean out this space. I do have some new bits for cuticles that I got from a Young mailbox that I opened or that I bought like 2 years ago. Don't tell no one. Yes, you guys, I have products still in boxes that I bought 2 years ago that I have not touched. If anyone has done the same, tell me I am not alone. All right, see, I'm just Usually going around the cuticles. I'm not pressing hard. I'm letting it clean up the dead skin, as you can see. At least I hope you could see. All right. When I switch hands, I reverse the direction of the file that I'm using. So I was just going in forward. Now I'm going to go in reverse because I'm using my opposite hand. So that's also another something that people need to be aware of. When you are working with your opposite hand, go in the opposite direction for rotation. If you don't see a lot of like dead anything come up, don't trip. It might not be as bad as you think. And some nails sometimes are worse than others. If you are still in here and you can give me a thumbs up or a like on my video, I'd really appreciate it. It goes a long way in supporting the channel and helping me get seen by that algo. But yeah, it's always nice to be able to have additional forms of income. But I'll tell y'all what, being in Canada and y'all being like, if you're in the United States, you do have far more flexibility and opportunities than I would here in terms of partnerships, even getting payments, or even like AdSensing your websites so you can make additional income. It's a completely different beast in Canada than it is in the United States. US is mad easy to get that stuff. Hold on 1 second. Let me cut my phone. I'm filming so nobody can message me because I don't want to talk to nobody. All right. Oh, also, if anybody is watching the Jake Paul something, did you guys see Rosie Perez just now? Yo, how come that woman does not age? Rosie was looking rosy. I was like, okay, mommy. She was gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. Love that lady. White man can't jump had me fall in love with her for real. All right, before I use an e-file, I always season the arbor band. This is so that you do not cut yourself. Yes, you can cut yourself with this, so please make sure you season the edge of it by just rubbing it against another file to dull it out just slightly. And as you can see, I'm gonna come across and clean my cuticle line again, but very gently because I just did it. And I'm also gonna come through and just smooth gently out the surface. After I removed all that product, I want to make sure I have a level working space for the new product that I'm going to apply, and it's completely clean. There's no lifting acrylic anywhere. You can see it's very gentle. I don't know if you can hear my e-file, but it's not turned up very high. You can also shape uh, the surface of the nail doing this. So again, just work within your parameters. Don't rush. Don't let it sit for too long. And if you do and you feel that burn, stop because you're going to hurt yourself. You'll feel that like all through your soul. And don't dig down like this. You don't hold it like this to do your nail. It's parallel like this. So you're coming across this way. All right? Sometimes, yeah, you got to get in a corner, but you're not like trying to do that the whole way through. Just get the corner you need and move on. I want to try to work with a blooming gel tonight in order to do my design. I saw something on Instagram and it inspired me, and I'm like, can I replicate that just a little bit? A little bit of lifting acrylic in this corner. So I'm just working to get that even feel. There we go. Oops. Also, when I work with acrylic, y'all, I do warm it up. I want you to know this. I put it on a warmer, not too, like when I get to the hand files stage, I'm going to turn the warmer on. And essentially, what that does is if you're working with acrylic, it allows it to dry faster. So, like, acrylic works better in warm than it does in cold. So, if you have a cold environment, it might take a long time for that acrylic to dry. So, if you want to work fast, that's kind of another way to speed up your work process so you don't have to sit for a long time to wait for your acrylic to cure, which is also another way to say dry. So again, you don't need to dig too deep, just gentle over your surface. Make sure all the shine was gone. Make sure that old product is off of there. And not all of it. I still have acrylic, especially like on my tips. My new growth is the cuticle area. My new growth is this part. This still has acrylic on it. I've just reduced it so it's not bulky. So when I lay the new stuff, it'll all even itself out. And it's not too heavy weighted on the tip so that this won't break. The support is going to be here. That's where your apex is going to basically be if you have longer nails. Some people ask me if I do nail tips. I do not. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop in this second and I'm going to show you why. Um, Especially like the Apri ones, they don't really suit me. I want you guys to laugh at this though. It's funny. Hold on. I pulled one out the other day because I have to set up myself for Riri's nail challenge or nail collaboration. I keep calling it a challenge. Don't make it a challenge. I don't want to lose to Maria because that lady is fire. She draws her nails. No thanks. So um, I was trying to get myself prepared to do Riri's collaboration, and I was like, all right, what nails am I gonna actually do this work on? Because I gotta face Maria's now, because she's fighting. But anyways, okay, so hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let me show y'all something with these pre nails, okay? Where are they? Mine are in here. All right. So I have some Apres stiletto nail tips that I had to get for a client that wanted to have a press-on set, because I'll do those from time to time, but they'll be custom. So, as you can see, I don't have very large nail beds. My nail beds are they're pretty small. Ooh, how come I can't find the camera? Jesus. Okay. So I don't really have pretty big nail beds, so I don't really need big nail tips. So if I was to use this particular stiletto nail tip, okay, let's say I put it on my middle finger because that's probably my best fit, right? Or even this one. And that's kind of strange, but no, I would say this one, okay? Whoops. Now look what happened. You see? Do you see all that pocket? All of that space in between my nail and the tip? So that would mean I would need to fill all of that with product in order for that to adhere properly to my nail in order for it to last. Okay. All of that product that I would put on there, I could have just grown out my own nail and dealt with. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tanya. Holy crap. And I don't have very big nail surface, right? My nails are pretty small. So that's how much space. So all of that would need product anyway. So in order for me to have this long nail, I still let me just put the product on my nail. I'm good. So when people ask me why I do not use nail tips and stuff, that's the reason why. I generally don't find them to work for my small nails. Now, there are these like half well versions, the ones that don't have the cuticle part. You could just clip them and like attach them here. But By the time you do that, you've basically cut it down, and it's only like this much, literally, of the fake nail on your natural nail. So if you just give it a couple weeks to grow out, you can have the same length of nail that you are adhering, So, but yeah, can you imagine? That's how much of a difference it is for me. That's why I don't bother. And then, like, trying to use all that product just to keep it down, and then sometimes when you can't really refill them properly, I find the refill process is a little stressful. So I don't really deal with it still. Most people don't do the refill, they just take them off and do a new set. But every time you strip your nails like that, it bothers me. So I'll just do my own. And some people are like, oh, it's boring, whatnot, whatnot. But at least every time you check me, like you'll know that I try to keep my hands proper. And I would do the same for anybody that came through and takes a seat in my chair. Just want everyone to have nice something that they feel good about. But yeah, that's the difference between my natural nail with that, and that was the Apres Stiletto. I think it was the Stiletto XL. Even if I just did the regular stilettos, I still have that big huge gap, that airspace. And then if you don't put enough product, you do develop the airspace, and then that can get bacteria, and then you can get an infection, and then it becomes a whole nother story. And I'm like, yo, it's not worth it. I know my nails are not always the longest, they're not always the exact perfect shape, quite frankly. Did you guys know? Here's a little tidbit for you. Did you know that your most what's the word, flattering nail shape is what your cuticle shape is. So if your cuticle is shaped like this, then this should be shaped the same. If your cuticle is square, then this should be the same. That is essentially what your most flattering nail shape is, if you're ever looking to figure that out. It's just a random tidbit. And when you wear your nails long, Um, based on the structure, sometimes doing them like in a square shape is not always the best recommended, because the support, it gets very, it can easily be frail. So usually if you do them really long, you'll see them like stiletto or coffin shapes. And generally that's because, again, the structure, it has to be able to support the weight of that nail, and a square shape doesn't always do it. You'll find them either really short term or they'll break easy when they get like past a certain length. I'm not saying it's not doable, it's just more to maintain. All right, I'm almost done, y'all. I know I'm taking a minute. I'm a person, whenever I do my nails, I will always, that's funny. I will always take my time to just do it right, because I'd rather make sure it's right the first time around than shortcutting myself. If I shortcut myself and shortchange myself, then what service is that? What does that say about myself? So, if you're doing your own nails, just take the time and do them. You don't have to do them every other day, once every two and a half, once every 3 weeks. Give yourself some sit down, quiet time, grab a glass of wine, and get your nails did. Especially if you're on a budget and you can't afford to go out all the time. Even press-ons, they work too, if you're doing them for like a night out or something. But if you generally are not happy with the way your nails look, you got to do something about it. Um, Now, as for nail art, this lady Marie said, "I must draw. I must draw. All I have to do is try." Girl, mm-mm. I appreciate your confidence in that belief. However, I've been tried, okay? I even took the sculpture gel cartoon artist something or another course that I have for a lifetime where I can learn to draw like all the Disney characters. And I tried it the first time, and no one's ever going to see that work. And then, I don't know. I don't have, my brother can draw like, oh my gosh, he's fantastic. But like, I'm an abstracty person. My brain just doesn't see things or is not able for some reason to conceptualize on paper the same art imagery that people see. It'll always be some kind of off. So I appreciate your vote of confidence. I will try, but girl, it ain't so nice all the time. Well, that's okay. I just wanted to know, like, is that real? I am gonna try, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes on. Anyways, I'm almost at the end of this. Again, all I'm doing is just using the arbor band to file the surface of the nail after I remove all of the product so I can lay fresh acrylic and then polish and design. I take my time when I do this because you want to make sure the surface is properly clean and you remove any of the old product that's not meant to be there, especially if it's lifting, cracked, or breaking. It's better you do it properly the one time than have to go back. So just take your time. You will improve your speed as the more you do it, the more you'll improve your speed, or maybe not. Maybe you just like your pace. Just do what works for you and what makes you feel comfortable. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. I don't understand. How come no one's taking the poll? What's happening? Like, oh, there's some. Oh, everybody thinks Mike Tyson's gonna win. Damn. Ah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm here thinking there's only like one vote, and then I see, oh snap. Okay, everybody's okay. Okay, everybody done vote. All right, this is the time where I'm gonna turn on my warmer so that I can warm up my monomer, which is my nail liquid. It literally sits right behind me. And again, it's just gonna help with quickly. Hi, welcome, flawlessly unique nails. It's just gonna help me um, basically cure my acrylic much faster. All right, so I do keep kind of the same shape. I'm not really fussy about it having to be much different. Um, I'm comfortable with this. It works for my lifestyle. Do what works for you. And don't be afraid to try stuff either, because you can always change it if you don't like it. And not everything is flattering for. Not everything is made for everybody. I'm just gonna put that out there too. Yes, try it, but not everything is made for everybody. When I shape my nails, does anybody else have that issue where they go too much on one side or too much on the other, and then it gets lopsided, and then they got to even it out, and it just like stresses them out? Because that's a real situation. But oh, by the way, I use a 100, 180 grit file. So because I'm kind of working more like with the natural stuff, I'm using the 100 side. But if I need to turn a hard file to like shape it off really sternly, then I'll turn to the 180 side. Or sorry, I'll turn to the 100 side. The 180 side is the softer side. For those that don't know, when you have your grits of your file, the lower you go, the stronger the grit or the rougher the grit. So anything above 100 should be safe on your natural nails. Don't use nothing lower than 100 on your natural nails, please. You're asking for trouble. This was just anal me, making sure I double back and check that cuticle space. So forgive me. Of course, we could do a live together. You could teach me how to draw. Listen, I could take online classes. I ain't scared. Yeah, I'll tell you how to set up your lighting. Oh, for your lighting, you know what? I know you have your main light for your table can't be the same light you use for your camera. So if you can even get like a lamp, you can even use like an overhead lamp or a table lamp, point that lamp behind the camera towards what you're showing. So that way it'll allow the light to shine on the product and we could see it. The lamp from the table is in front of your camera, so it reflects off of the light from the camera. So if you put a light just behind wherever your what you're shooting with is standing, it will show us anything that you want us to see whenever you're doing your unboxings. And you have the product on the table, but the filming apparatus behind you. Even like a table lamp or like a spotlight, anything simple really. You don't need to have nothing too crazy. Or even if you had your old table lamp, if you have the arm one like I do here, I know you can't see it, but you could use that too, and just set that up beside or behind the filming apparatus, so then you can adjust it so uh, your stuff can be seen, and you can still keep the phone in the same place or what you're filming with in the same place. I never throw out my old lamps. I always keep them because they can come in handy for lighting when you're filming. You use your main light, and then yeah, always set your, like for me right now, my light is actually right here, and my camera lens though is right here. So I have a bit of space, but it illuminates the area that I want to focus on. So it allows hopefully the visibility to be easier. Because when I go back and I save this to be rewatched, and I edit it and I add the music and whatnot, um, I make sure at least like I can kind of like taper off the video, like crop the video a little bit. All right. I always have issues shaping this nail, y'all. If anybody has any tips, feel free to offer them. This is the one that grows funny too. I did injure this finger a lot. You know what? Let me tell y'all a quick story. I was going to nail school in 2018. I was on mat leave with my little one. Okay, I decided on mat leave I wanted to turn nails into a business because I think it's just important to have multiple streams of income. So I was like, let me turn what I love into something that I can, kind of make money on. And I'm telling you, like, I make decent money with this nail business, and it's enough to do certain things for my kids in addition to like what my general income would provide for me. So I'm not mad about, an additional hustle. So I went back to nail school. On my way to nail school one day, I stopped at a light and this finger had a hangnail. And does anybody know what the number one rule of having a hangnail is? If you went to nail school, you'll know. But the number one rule okay, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all a second. If y'all can let me know in the chat, what do you guys think the number one rule of a hangnail is? And then I will give you a few seconds to answer, and then I'm gonna tell you and that's like from nail school education. Here we go. I am not fussy about my nails having to be exactly the same. Again, not that serious. Anybody, what do you think the number one rule of a hangnail is? It's almost like, what's the first rule of Fight Club? All right.
I think I'm good with this. Surprise box. And also, if you are watching and you don't mind, you can like my live. I would appreciate your thumbs up. Hit that like button, y'all. Hangnails, yeah. What's the number one rule of hangnails, y'all? Let me put you on some game right quick. And it is important to know because if you and like, does anybody not know what a hangnail is? All right, listen. If you ever get a hangnail is usually. Hold on, I'll show you. Well, I don't have one, but whew, y'all, how's the shape looking? Whoops. Dust as you go, by the way, so that you can make sure you can see what you're actually doing. All right, so here I'm at. So I've removed the old product. I've um, Hey, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Okay, I've removed the nail product. I've gone over and cleaned my cuticles. I've gone over with the arbor band to basically even out the surface. I just finished doing shape with a regular file, and now I'm just gonna quickly do an acrylic overlay, and I'll be done just now. Um, so, number one rule of a hangnail: a hangnail is that little piece of skin that you might see sticking out in the corner of your nail. So, like, you might see a little white piece sticking out, or it looks like just a little piece that you can do like this and pull. Listen to me. Do not. If you care about your life, pull that hangnail. Do you hear me? Don't do it. Why? Well, there are several reasons. After I do all the dusting or after I do all of the file work, I clean it off just a little bit with some product from a company that I don't mention because, they don't pay me. Anyways, so just clean that off real quick. But if you pull that hangnail, you're opening up the floodgates for um, potential infection. So I pulled the hangnail while I was driving, thinking I was slick. I got it started to bleed a little. I went to school, I cleaned it off, whatever, whatever, thinking it was good. Two twos, turned back around, and during the drive home, I was like, "Why does it hurt? It's swelling a little bit." Went home, made sure I cleaned it a bit, put a band aid. Came back again the next day and it was paining me even more and was throbbing. And then it started to swell and it was pulsating and it was swelling. Y'all, didn't the thing blow up and it was like a pus ball that I had to bust and let out? All because I pulled the stupid ass hangnail. And that day in school, what was the thing they taught us? Do not pull hangnails. I didn't know. Anyways, I am putting like a protein bond on my nails before I apply the acrylic. This is the only thing I apply. I do not use primer. I do not use bonder. I use protein bond. That's it. All right. And I just basically apply it more than the full nail. I mainly apply it to the cuticle area. Yes, yo, it was disgusting. And it hurt for days. And I had to go to, like, I could have ended up with a serious infection, like needing antibiotics. Like, it was that bad. And, like, people don't realize such a simple, small entry into your finger point can cause big damage. But do know, ever since that happened, this middle fingernail never grows the same ever again. It's always had its issues. It always has excessive growth in the cuticle area with dead skin and whatnot. All right, so my protein bond again is the equivalent to somebody using a primer or a bonder before they put acrylic on their nails. Okay, so that's essentially what this is. It's just this one is packed with protein. It's keep my nails healthy. And as I said earlier, these are my natural nails, so you guys can take a look and see this is the state that they're in. They have been in. They've been longer, they've been shorter, but they don't look mashed. There's no fungus. They're not nasty. They're not dirty. Okay, so you can do acrylic overlays regularly on your natural nails without it causing problems. The misconceptions are real. I'm here to debunk those myths. I'm gonna do, you know what? I'm gonna do cover blush just because, no, I'm gonna do cover earth. Oh my gosh, I wanna do like, oh, beige. I'll do beige today. I'll do beige today because I am going to put a polish on so it doesn't. That's another thing too, because if you're gonna polish your nails, what acrylic color you use really doesn't matter, y'all. That's why when people get like caught up in buying all these different acrylic colors, unless you're doing art and stuff with it, it's not really necessary. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but it's not always necessary. Just because a lot of the times you're gonna put polish over your stuff. It's real talk. I'm just setting this up so I can do an overlay. I'm just grabbing some tissue now. Usually I don't use paper towel, but today I will because I can. But I would generally use a actual proper blue towel. It's called the blue towel, and it's like cloth like, so it doesn't have any residue on it. Very easy to use. Don't ever, ever, ever pull a hangnail, y'all. Like dead ass, I thought I was gonna die. The pus that came out of that thing was so disgusting. I thought I was gonna die. All right. Um, where is my nail liquid? Here you are. This is my ooh. This is my tapping dish. My nail liquid. I don't know what you guys use yours in, but I put mine in just a little crystal dish that's never too full because I always like to use fresh nail liquid. I don't like to cycle from one client to another when I'm using it, so I never have to fill it up. It's just barely filled. And all right, let's get into this bad boy. Can y'all see? Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Oops, did I cuss out loud? When you're refilling your nails, you should technically not start right from the very end. You should start like just before the cuticle line. Now, mind you, I don't like to do very heavy overlays. I do a very light amount. So you'll see I use um, not like very wet beads, and I also do very small baby beads, y'all. Don't judge me. It is what it is. I like to do it this way. And as you can see, it's almost like I'm just swiping the acrylic onto my nail versus like creating a ball per se. I find when I do it this way, it just is easier to apply and it dries faster. And you don't need thick, thick, thick layers when you're doing acrylic on your nails. So I don't know if you, I hope you can see that. I'm trying to stay within the camera range. I never really understood, like, not understood, but I never really was a ball, acrylic ball person or a bead person. The one ball, two ball method that they teach people. That's not my flex. I'm a lay it and go kind of person. And also, when you're using acrylic, you don't need to press hard. Like, I know a lot of people put too much pressure on the product, and that's what causes a lot of the issues with application and getting like product stuck in your brush. But look, y'all, I just barely touched the surface. And truthfully, I don't even have to go over the free this part here. I don't have to do this to match because I'm covering it with polish, so no one's gonna see it anyway. But I have OCD, so I'm gonna do it. This brush I believe is a size 8. Yes, I work with a baby brush because, like I said, my nail bed is really small, so I can't really work with one of them big brushes, or I'll just end up getting the acrylic all over my actual hands. So it's just a size 8 brush, very small. When you're learning acrylic, the best way to learn is to just practice, practice, practice. That's not like a unreal thing. Um, the liquid to powder ratio is usually the part that gets most people frustrated, but don't overthink it and practice. And as you practice, you'll get better and you'll learn that you'll find your own technique. Like I was saying, I don't do beads. As you can see here, you just see me applying small amounts and then swiping it through. But I'm not like, it's not, it's not a lot. It's literally not a lot. Sorry, I did pick up a lot this time, so I'm gonna put it on this nail. But each nail has its own small requirement because I don't want to do thick layers of acrylic on my nail. I don't want to have to file off too much. I really just want to surface file it, meaning I applied it so that it's like coverage just enough and I don't have to bulk file down my nail. I didn't use too much product. Acrylic is interesting to me because the way the product is, it's like a little bit thick, right? So it's almost like oops, it's almost like painting. Think of like acrylic paint, but it just formulates faster. And depending on the type of liquid you're working with would determine how long you have to kind of play with it. Hard gel is basically the same as regular gel. It's just when it has to come off, you need an e-file. Applying it though, you know what it is with hard gel? Hard gel needs a UV light to dry, not a LED light to dry properly. People don't know that. So if you're using the same LED light that you would be using for your gel polish when you're curing hard gel, you're not going to get the same result because hard gel needs a proper UV light to cure, not an LED light. And I know like a lot of these lamps are like UV and LED combined, but the power is not the same. If you want to use hard gel, you got to get a proper UV light because it does cure differently. And it needs more time to cure, not less time to cure when you use a UV light versus a LED light. That's why on some products you'll see it'll say uh, 30 seconds LED or like 30 seconds LED or like 60 seconds UV because they do cure at different strengths. I hope you guys can see this. All right. So that's why hard gel gets people frustrated because usually it's just because they're using the wrong light and then it seems like it's not sticking or it's not curing or drying properly when it's not the apparatus is not it's not being used. And that's where like knowing your product and um knowing how to actually like the proper way to use things makes difference between how someone may or may not hurt themselves. It's not the product that's the problem usually, it's how it's applied or misapplied or used or misused that causes issues with with usage. Sorry, I hope I'm not talking too much, y'all. Just like an e-file, the e-file itself will not hurt you, but the person using it can. So make sure you run through with those basics. But just take your time and practice if you're learning. You can get acrylic that has low odor. Some of those low odors do require you to only use a specific powder, like a specific acrylic powder with it. You can't cross over and use from one company to another. If I'm not mistaken, Not Polish has like a green apple smelling neutralizer that you're supposed to be able to put a couple drops into the monomer and into the nail liquid, and it's supposed to minimize the smell. I don't know also if you guys can really see this, but my nails, if you can see, they look like chalk. They're already dry, basically. This one is a little shiny. I hope you could see that. This one has a little bit of a shine, but all of the other ones, they look like cake. They're already dry. And that's because I warmed up my nail liquid before I started so that this wouldn't take like 1700 hours. Because as much as people may not think it, nail liquid can take a little bit of time to dry if it's too cold, okay? All right, so let me do my non-dominant hand so I can give you guys some jokes so you can laugh at me while I do it. Because I told you this is not my favorite hand. I don't work with my left hand almost never. But sometimes I find my left hand application is even better than my right. Make it make sense. Ooh. Sometimes too, when people work with acrylic, they rush. You don't have to rush. You can give yourself a little bit of grace and time to allow the product to adhere, set. You don't want to work with it too wet because then it will be runny and you'll have to like do all of the cleaning up in the corners and you don't want that. Also, you really don't want it touching the skin. So give yourself you don't have to work with a large amount. So here, I don't know. I think you can just barely see. I'll move this over. Here's my liquid. My powder is here. All I'm gonna do is bring my brush in. First, look, I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you can see what I'm doing with my brush here like this is called burping your brush. Before you even start doing any nails, do that to your brush right quick. If you have a brush that's like pointed tip, you may not want to do it. So you see I'm reshaping it to kind of that point, but I don't like my brush like that. I like my brush flat. So just know that you don't need a lot. I'm just gonna drag it across. I'm really wiping off the sides. I'm gonna come in. Always make sure the acrylic powder, the surface is flat that you're taking from. I gave it a second to melt, and now I'm just gonna apply it down. I'm gonna press down the back area because that's the part that I want to seal towards the cuticle. And then I'm just gonna gently uh, brush it forward. But also, if you work with like a little bit of a wetter application, and I'm also going to wipe the brush off. If you work with a little bit of a wetter application, um, it will be more runny. So it will travel in the direction of gravity. So if you're applying acrylic to your own nails, make sure you remember that acrylic moves in the direction of gravity. So if you're pointing your nails down, it's going to slide down. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm talking about it. I have some people that were looking for some tips earlier, so I was like, I'll talk you through it as I'm doing my nails today. I do hope it's helpful. I don't know what it is with the non-dominant, but I don't know. Sometimes it's a little bit more steady, and sometimes it doesn't like me. Even with nail art too, though, I find like I can do the non-dominant side sometimes a lot better than the other side. So you saw I wiped that a few times, and then I wiped off my brush. I'm gonna clean a little bit on this corner, then wipe off my brush. Remember, if you get too much acrylic on there, you are always going to be able to go back with your file and shave it down. So don't stress it. Very small amount. Everybody has their way. Just find your way and practice. If you're working on yourself too, in the beginning, the first three fingers that you do will be the three fingers that you'll use to get your footing, and then you'll be fine on the rest of them. I don't know what it is, it's just how it goes sometimes. But I hope you were able to see I batted right up into that crease, into that corner. And if there's excess, I could just easily wipe it out. I do hope you guys are well. I am looking at the chat to try and make sure I keep up what y'all are saying. I see the fight hasn't even started yet. It's not gonna start until like 11:30, so we got a little bit of time. But I know we were all on a live earlier. I don't want to keep nobody too late, but also don't feel obligated. I appreciate if you're here, but if you're tired and you drop out, just know I respect that. Thank you so much. I recently had a ceiling leak from my bathtub. I did a live the other day sharing the chaos that is my house. I had to rearrange the nail space because I can no longer keep things in a certain area. So if you're interested in checking that out, I do have that up. It is going to go private though because I did get a little vulnerable on that one. I was in my feelings. But I'm not mad. Things happen. It could have been a lot worse. So, you know, I just had to rearrange everything. So I was organizing today like a mad woman. I'm grateful I did it though. I had inspiration still. And I was at least able to get everything into a functional space. But sometimes you just need to organize a little bit extra. So I got to go through and like deal with my drawers and maybe clean up some polishes and or maybe you know that like consolidate some products. Listen to me like I'm a corporate 500. Consolidate some products because I do have a lot. I have a lot of powders. I have a lot of polishes. I have a lot. And it's not that I don't need it, but I need to make sure it's properly organized or else I'm going to stress about it. And I also don't want anything to go to waste. So I've been on a mission to get my workspace. Now, when I started nails, I didn't have no big space. I work from home. I don't work in a salon on purpose because who's trying to pay other people's rent? Um, and I started with a simple nail table and like really base. Like I think all of my supplies were in like a travel bag because that's what I used when I went to school. One of those little, walking beauty cases or whatever. Um, and I didn't need a lot. You need, like I said, a cuticle pusher. You need a file. You need a buffer. Depending on the type of nail you're doing, you might need a lamp, brush, acrylic. All of those basics. You know what those are. But I didn't have a huge space. I had a mobile table that I folded up and put out of the way when I was done. And because I had the products in that little travel case, it was easy to keep away from my kids. without them interfering. So all I'm trying to say is you don't need no fancy setup to do nails. You need a clean, workable space that allows you to do. You can even do it on a tabletop on your couch. I just wouldn't recommend it because if it gets dusty, you don't want nail dust in your couch. But essentially, to break down, you could do that, you know? So don't discourage or feel discouraged if you don't have a setup like somebody else or yours doesn't look like someone else's, or just make sure you have working space that you're comfortable in. Try not to overclutter. That's the main thing I would say. Try not, like, I don't like to keep nothing on my desktop. My desktop is clean. I have a brush maybe. Um, I have the e-file in front of me, but it's only as I work. Once I'm finished working, I clear this off. Um, Too many things can be really distracting and can be overwhelming and can make you doubt yourself. Trust me, I live with imposter syndrome. So I'm giving you guys advice to just give you encouragement to not do or pursue or try to, improve yourself, because if you don't, you won't get better. You can only get better if you put in the work. All right, so I'm done basically applying my acrylic. So I'm just putting my brush away. As you saw me wiping it off there, that was essentially me cleaning it, and it just goes behind the curtain and I'm done. And because my nails are dry, I can handle this with no problems. As you can see with the hand I just finished. Um, and again, I don't know, it's kind of shiny on the thumb mainly, but not really the rest. So it's a little shiny here, but the main nail part isn't. That's how you know your acrylic is dry. But I'll also show you another trick in case you don't know to see how you can tell if your acrylic is dry, okay? I also like to clean as I go. I don't like nothing on my surface that I'm not using in the moment, so just wipe this off real quick. Also, another thing is if you see the paper that I wiped the monomer on just now, when I cleaned it off, I put it in a container that's airtight so that when I'm ready to throw it in it's Garrett. Yo, do you guys eat Garrett's popcorn? This is just gonna throw me off, but do you eat Garrett's? Like, does anybody eat Garrett's? Because we could be friends if you eat Garrett's. I'm just gonna put it out there. But anyways, airtight container. Put the tissue or anything that the monomer, the nail liquid touch that's in here, and it will reduce the stink. Also, always have a window open and another window so that air can cross through your house or wherever it is you're doing your thing. Clean up your products instant. Put it away. Let me put this. As I said, I barely used any liquid, but this is going to get emptied when I'm done because I'm not going to use this on another person. Ooh. Yeah, I could save, money not doing that, but I would prefer the nail liquid to be fresh for every person that comes through. Mike Tyson is going to win. Let me see. What's my poll saying, y'all? All right. So here's where I'm at with my nails. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Just applied the acrylic overlay. I'm almost done too. So listen. Do you hear that? That sound right there, that click, click, click. That's how you know your nails are dry. Okay. That and the fact that it's not shiny. It's not shiny on the surface. It looks dull. That's how you know your acrylic is dry. It's a little wet on the surface here, and I do have a little bit of wet around my edges there. But if you want to know if your acrylic dry, that tap test is a good way to know. Just a heads up. All right, let me have a quick sip. All I'm going to do from here is quickly go over it with the e-file to finish file it. reshape the edges with the regular file, and then I'm going to polish and design. It's going to be very simple. I also want to be seated in front of the couch when this fight goes down. There's supposed to be, I think, 2-minute rounds. So I don't know how many rounds they're going to have. I just hope it's not too crazy. All right. So I am just coming through again with my e-file. I'm not running it at no high speed. I'm not using this to take down no bulk. You guys saw how I applied the acrylic. Very simple. So all I'm doing is I'm just coming through. I'm sealing my cuticle with the e-file, meaning I'm running it past to make sure I flatten it down. There's no bulk. You know when you see nails grow out and they have that bulky separation? You don't want that. When you do that with the e-file, sealing your cuticle, you reduce that process, okay? Just gonna quickly go over the surface to clean it. And oops, and boom, that nail's done. And do the same thing for all 10. Again, I'm not running at a really high speed. I can go a little faster because now that the acrylic is on there, it's kind of over the natural nail, so it's not a direct contact. So you don't want to go too heavy because you don't want to rub out too much of the work that you just put in because it is a very thin application. Unless you did it mad thick, then you're going to have to kind of dig down. But it's just to make this an even surface, an even roughed up surface so that you can apply your polish when you're done. Nobody answered if you eat Garrett's popcorn for real. Damn, yo. That issue originated in Chicago. I'm surprised. All right. Also, sometimes depending on this type of design, if your nails aren't exactly shaped perfectly, you can mask it when you're designing your nail. Polish illusion. A little bulky. Garrett's popcorn. Does anybody eat Garrett's popcorn? No, that's okay. I'm just saying, like, is it not heavenly divine? Like, that stuff is like crack, yo. I'm in Canada and I will still order it from Chicago. It gets here in a couple days, but it's sealed in its containers. So I always order it for Christmas time and I give it out as like gifts to people. It's so good. That cheddar caramel original blend, yo. I'm just saying, if you've never had Garrett's and you live in America, you don't know, B. You're missing out on life. That stuff is like heaven in your mouth. It's so good. And they have different flavors, but just that, I know it doesn't sound right, caramel and cheddar, but oh my gosh, you gotta try it. It's so good. Like when I say good, it's the best popcorn. It's the best popcorn I have ever had. And I'm old, so I've been eating popcorn, y'all. Older. All right, so this one's done. Oh my gosh, isn't it so good though? Like for real, people don't understand. Like you could like go into a real sugar. Listen, it's just the sweet and savory. The sweet and savory is ooh, it's too much. It's just too much. It's so good. I get in trouble eating that stuff. All right, it's so good. You know what? I promise you, if you guys go to Costco and buy like the Chicago style popcorn, it's not the same. That stuff should be thrown in the garbage in comparison to Garrett's. If you ever had Garrett's, you would never go back. You would never look at Costco and be like, yo, this is worthy. You would tell Costco to stop pretending. It's not the same. And they're really fooling people by calling it Chicago popcorn, Chicago style popcorn, and it ain't nothing like Garrett's, y'all. That's the brand I'm gonna promote that does not have to pay me. All right, go a little faster. Everybody thinks Mike Tyson is gonna win the fight. Holy snap! I'm not too much into boxing. I don't really take it in. My whole family grew up making me watch it, and it wasn't appealing. I don't like um, MMA and UFC and them type of fightings. It's too violent for me. I can't. I hope you guys can see it all. I can't stomach it. It's too much. I'll watch it like behind closed fingers because I'm a punk. Don't tell nobody. Mm, crazy. Seriously. Don't let Costco rip you off, you guys. That's not real Chicago style popcorn. If you want Chicago, and you know what? They have a few locations all across America. So if you can't get it from Chicago, you can get it in Miami. I don't know where. You got to look it up on their website, but you can get it. Bottom line is, you can get it. Don't let Costco rob you guys of goodness just because of location and convenience. Get the good stuff. You won't go back. I promise you will not go wrong. I recommended to this girl on her live the other day some cake. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, the company that makes the cake is Canadian based, but they do sell in the United States. So I gave her options of places where she can hopefully get a piece because this cake is her favorite ice cream. And I just randomly said it because I was just like, hey, have you ever tried this particular type of cake? And she was like, yo, that's my favorite ice cream. I was like, oh, mine too. Well, have you had the cake? And she was like, no. And she went straight to the website, and I pray that she is able to get some. I'd love to send it to her, but I don't know how cross border shipping works with food. And they do have places in America that sell it. You just have to find something that's convenient because I don't know where she's located. And I'm not going to ask her for her address, so that'd be whack. So, but I'd love to send her a cake. And yes, I'm talking about food because I'm hungry, but it is what it is. When you do this with your e-file, again, you're just sealing your cuticle area, but you're also just kind of smoothing or roughing out the surface, taking off kind of that surface shine. And you are prepping it so that you can apply the next product, which is probably going to be a gel, whether it's a polish or bling or whatever the case. So just make sure. You prep it. If it's not perfect, it's okay. You want to make sure this is where all the bulky, if you did too much on one side, the bulk comes down. This is the place to do it. Don't try to do the bulk down with your hand file. It will be a little bit strenuous. And also, the reason why I use a hand file is it reduces hand injuries. So that's sometimes if you have hand problems, a good thing to invest in because it does help you overall. So just gonna quickly finish shaping. Make sure the underneath is all clean off. It doesn't have to be difficult. I want to spend more time doing nail art for fun. I want to learn to draw and do all the nail art things. Um, that's something I'm working on this year. That's going to be something I'm looking to grow for myself. So anything that you want to improve on, if you don't put in the time and effort, even doing these lives, you want to grow a community of people, you got to get out there to meet the community, or they won't know you. So everything that you feel is worth your time and effort, make sure you give it your time and effort. That's solid. I'm gonna have a cucumber salad when I'm done. I can eat that late. I don't feel guilty if I have a cucumber salad after I'm done. All right, so I'm just again quickly reshaping it after taking down the bulk just to make sure it's just right. Because Goldilocks ain't the only one that wants to make sure it's on point. So came through the free edge, just gonna quickly go around this edge. This is a little bit of an extra step. Yes, I'm extra, but nails are fire and they last and they're healthy and they're happy. So if you give yourself a little bit of extra love every time you do your nails, what's wrong with that? You give extra love to everybody else. Love yourself a little bit more. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. And this is just my way of ensuring that I sealed that cuticle line and my acrylic is set. Thank you. Thank you. That's why I don't do a lot of acrylic because I don't want to have to take so long to take it off after. If you put too much on when you start, you're going to have more to take off when you're done. And I just want to get through this as quickly as possible. It might take me an hour or two, but I'd rather it take me an hour or two every 2.5, 3 weeks than going somewhere if I don't like the service or paying for something that might not last. And when I say that, I even mean tips. I noticed lately, not everywhere, but some places, people are going and getting their nails done, and a couple days later, they're falling off. And that should never happen. If you're going to a place that's quality, that should never happen. And then I don't understand. I did a video on this. I don't understand why people don't go back and say, "Yo, you messed up my nails," or "Why is it 3 days later and I paid you all this money and now my nails are falling off?" Like, how does that even make sense? People gotta get what they pay for and make sure the service is quality. But there should never be a time where you just did your nails and 3 days later they're falling off. Something was missed. And if you paid for it, you deserve to have quality. If you do it yourself and it falls off, at least you can quick fix it now because you're learning to do it yourself. But I'm almost done, you guys. I know it's late. I'm getting there. I'm just gonna non-dominant. I take a little bit more. I do appreciate the support and y'all coming through. I do hope I'm lending some knowledge to you. I know people may already know some of this information. It could just be a quick refresher for others, or a reminder, or it might even just be new information for you to hear. But you can do anything you put your mind to. If you want, just do it. Don't delay, don't compare yourself, just do it. Yeah, toes, people are, and I'm curious, did you use gel polish toes, or how did you do your toes? I noticed the new trend with the acrylic toes. I won't do it for clients. I refuse. I will not do um acrylic toes. No disrespect, but I won't do it. I had somebody ask me to do it for them, and I told them no. My acrylic is not for toes. I could buy acrylic for toes, but I don't do. And there's a reason for that, and it's health related, and people don't seem to understand when you explain it to them. So I just stop talking altogether, and I just say I don't even offer the service because I'm not about to fight with people on that. Almost done, yeah. Oh, also, when you come around with this way too, it's a nice way to kind of get those corners. You don't want to do these edges, your sidewalls. You don't want to do them too rough with the e-file. So when you use the hand file, it's a nice way to kind of get in there and make sure it's not too gritty. Sometimes too, some people don't like to get in this area too much with the e-file because they get scared. They think they're gonna cut themselves, so they kind of, don't go around it, but not too close. You can use a hand file like this to just go around the areas that you were afraid to use the e-file. And yes, you can get right in there, get in close. You're not gonna hurt yourself as long as you dulled out your file. You're good. All right. So here we are. This is my finished product after I have applied. Next, I'm going to do my polish real quick. So I'm going to try to hurry up and do that because I want to keep this under 2 hours. I come through with my swipe. I give it a run through. This is kind of like a bath after. This is good because when you finish doing your nails, before you apply any type of polish, you need to make sure there's no dust. Dust is what will cause lifting on most nails after a service. So give them a quick little, and this type of brush is a good way to take dust off of your nails. If you don't have like a specific type of product to remove, mix a 50-50 mixture of acetone and alcohol. And you can use that to do this after you're done. So it's not more more alcohol than acetone because acetone will eat away at the product. All right, so that's done. I'll empty my file in a second. I'll just throw that up there because I'm not going to use it again. And next, I'm going to do my quick little nail art. I've got all of my products right here. I am going to try to do them quickly. I do one hand at a time because I don't want to rotate back and forth. It's stupid. You will mess up your nails and you know they're still wet even though, oops, okay. You know they're still wet once you pull them out of the lamp unless it's a no wipe top coat. But I'm not working with that today, so I have to do one hand at a time. So I hope you can bear with me through that. Maybe give me some encouragement. You got this, girl. If you're working, you know what? I might do gel overlay soon, just so people. What is this the right one? Oh no! Hold on, guys. Oh no! I was working with the wrong one the whole time. All right, hold on. That is for my lap, and this was for my e-file.
Oh no. All right, here we go. All right, so let's get this done. Let me have a drink. Lint-free wipes are always very good to have also, y'all, so you don't get any dust on your stuff. Did you also know that, okay, you see how I just filed the top of the acrylic after I was done. I technically don't need to go in with a base coat. I can go right in with my base colored polish. You don't have to use a base coat after that. I will because most people are just used to seeing it, but it's not a requirement, okay? I'm gonna need a liner brush or two, and let's see if I can make this happen. When you guys find your nail tech, do you just go to a salon? Do you have someone that you've been seeing for a long time? How long have you known your nail tech? You'll see me jump from finger to finger because if there's so much product on the nail, on the brush, I'm gonna use it on the bigger nail. I'm not gonna put too much product on my smaller nails. But yeah, how long have you guys had relationships with your nail techs? Because as a nail tech myself that takes clients, I'm gonna tell you, I've had my clients for a really long time. Some of them have been with me since the very beginning. I generally only take clients word of mouth, though. I don't like to take brand new clients that I don't know or that someone doesn't know. Too much risk. Another reason why I don't work in a shop. But if you got a good nail tech, love on them because they like to do the work that they do for you. You guys have a personal relationship. They're like your therapist sometimes, you know, if you have one like that. We're here for you, you know. We just want everyone to, be in a happy and a good space. And if the small little nail work that we do gets you there, then we're happy to do it. The rules in Canada, so that's my top, my base. The rules in Canada are much different than they are in the United States in regards to licensing. And also, I know different states have different requirements and so on. So we do have well, we technically don't have to be licensed here, but we do have to have a certain level of awareness because of infections and disease and mitigating those circumstances. When you run a business, you got to make sure you don't give nobody no infections, yo. That's why I don't know how it is where you guys are in the States, but a lot of places you might notice no longer really do the jet tub pedicures or the jet. Most people will use a bowl. I've seen a lot of shops transition to a bowl. Maybe not where you live at, but where I'm at, they transition to a bowl because the sanitary. So you know those jets. I'm gonna put y'all on more game. Those jets, if they're not removable and they're not washed, they are nasty and they are containing bacteria from the previous person's pedicure that you would be then having in your pedicure bath, and that would be mixing together. hmm And then all of that nastiness is shared. hmm Yeah, do the nail thing. You don't have to be a professional. That's the other thing people don't realize. You don't have to be a professional like that, depending on what you're doing it for, right? If you're just doing it for fun or for leisure. But everybody has to start somewhere. That's the other thing. I hope you guys can see this color. Everybody has to start somewhere. So, um, do what works, man. You got to get practicing if you want to do other people. So, usually, friends and family are the way to go.
I saw this girl do this thing earlier. I'm going to try to do what she did, but I'm going to do it a little different. Cheap shops here in my area suck. They charge the money but can't afford the supplies. And you know what's so sad? Look at all the supplies you guys have sitting in your house that you can afford, and it doesn't even take much to do your nails or your work or whatever. It doesn't take much. You just need like one good Black Friday sale, and you got supplies for like 2 years. So you have to wonder why they're so stingy on the products. And also, not all products are created equal. When I say that, what I mean is there's a difference between the type of acrylic and the type of acrylic and the liquid that is used for the acrylic. So do you know that nail products are very closely related to dentistry? We share like a lot of the same things. So you know the thing that fillings are made out of is similar to acrylic. I'm sure they've updated it. But the type of acrylic is called MMA, and the type of acrylic you're supposed to use on your nails should contain EMA. And because of that, because of that, um, sorry, I'm just moving around here. Some companies will cheap out and buy the MMA product to use on the nails. And when they do, it will come off like gooey. I don't know if you've ever removed acrylic from your hand and it was goo like, not flaky, but gooey, goopy. That is not good acrylic, y'all. That is the bad stuff. Don't let them hit you with the bad stuff. Where's my dotting tool hiding? Come back. If y'all could see me behind this camera, you would laugh at me. Okay, hold on. Ooh, where's my dotting tool? There you are. Don't hide from me. Come back here. Right, so I just have a very simple light pearly style color called Rise and Grind. And I wanted to do a blooming gel effect. I don't know if this is going to work, but I saw this and I just thought it was really, 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 really cute. And I was like, let me see if I could do it on myself. Jake Paul's on the TV, right? So it's a very simple, it's kind of like, what do I call it? I don't know. I hope this stuff works. I haven't used this blooming gel in forever, ever. Gosh, don't judge me, y'all. Excuse me. Okay, I haven't used blooming gel in a long time, but I'm using blooming gel. All right, so throw the blooming gel on there, and then I'm going to hit it with some black dots, but I'm going to do it off in the corners. So let's see if this will work. Bam, bam. Is it blooming? I don't see no blooming. If it doesn't bloom, it's okay. I'll still take the dots, but I don't see no blooming. Y'all see blooming? I don't see no blooming. Y'all don't see it either, right? Mm-mm. Oh, well, it's kind of blooming. Oh, well, kind of. Maybe I needed to put more blooming gel. Okay. I don't want to overdo it, but it was supposed to bloom more than that. But anyways, I'll take it. 30 seconds. I'm going to try again, though, because I want to try something else. I know it didn't bloom, but I'm not gonna lie. I had this blooming gel for years. I haven't updated it. I think it's time. I want to try different brands, but it's been a minute, so I need to fix the bloom. I need to get a new blooming gel, a real blooming gel. or a different style of blooming gel because that didn't bloom. Let's see if my second application will work. Let me see. I've always had issues with this one though, and I'll be honest, the company that I'm using this blooming gel from, this was their very first like batch. So I don't know if it um required formulation issues. They did have like issues with their formula at one point. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. You can't see this very well, but I'm gonna hope that it works the way that I want it to work. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? Can you see that? Does it show in the camera? The sparkle? Oh man. Okay, let me show you. Sugar. Okay, I'm trying to let it bloom out. Let me see if it'll do it this way. Do y'all see? Oh, oh, water. Do you see this? I'm gonna check out some different blooming gels for real. If you do have suggestions, I'll take it. Do you see this? I hope you can see it. I don't know how. My camera angle is off, but this is like a thing called water. So I don't know if you could see it on my nail at all, but I use that over the black to kind of give it that effect. Oops. So I don't know if you could see it. It didn't bloom though, you're right. Failed on the blooming gel. Time for some new ones. Okay, so sorry. That was on that. And then I was going to just do a very slight amount over here. I don't know if you guys can see that effect. It's so pretty. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a cat eye without the cat eye. It goes over, usually you do it over black and white and it gives you the full effect, but it's so pretty. But anyways, I didn't want to do too much. Do I want to try it on the thumb? Nah, I'll leave it. It's late. All right, top coat's going on next, and then I'm gonna do the other hand. Yeah, you see the bluey purple? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a bluey purple. Let me see. Can you see it on the palette? I don't know if the palette will show it right here. It has like an iridescent, like twinkle stuff. Ooh, no, it's not showing on the palette. Ooh, maybe it is. I don't know how to make this scene, y'all. It's weird, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty in real life. You can, if you put it on like a black background, it'll come. Oops, it'll come like water. It looks like water. It's so like it's just so pretty. It really is. But I'm almost done. Top coating this, and then I'm gonna switch hands, and I will be out of here before this fight starts. I appreciate y'all. You know this, right? And I know everybody has said it, but it's real words. This I turned on all of my notifications for everybody, I believe, so I could try to catch your lives. I think I mentioned this earlier. I am going back to work, so I won't be necessarily home during the day to watch the lives, but I do plan to do replays. So I'm definitely a replay supporter if I don't catch you immediately. And know that you get what you give in terms of like the effort for your channel, depending on what you're looking for. And I just hope everyone's prosperous and we can all stay connected and we don't feel defeated by, silly things that we see happening or is not necessarily happening for us, but maybe for others. Stay on point, stay on task, stay focused, do what works for you and makes you happy because we only live this one little life. And after it's over, we don't know what goes down. So enjoy. All right, that's where I'm at. Throw that in the light for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to switch sides. I am everly grateful, but everly hungry right now. I could eat anything that someone put, well, almost anything that people put in front of me. I don't know what's up with this blooming gel. Again, I'm going to take the suggestions you guys have. Are any of those on Amazon? Because I'll also tell you this. Somebody was doing Born Pretty. Tanya was doing Born Pretty, and I went to my nail shop to check. By the way, because I'm using a LED UV light, I only need 60 seconds to cure this top coat, but I always do 60 seconds and 30 seconds. It's just my thing. And also, when your hand is in a lamp like this, rotate it side to side like this so you can make sure that it gets all around, okay? Um, And also, if you ever put your hand on the lamp and you get a heat spike, that's not normal. Don't let that happen to you. That's trauma. Don't take heat spikes. Okay, anyways, the best way to approach a heat spike is to put your hand in front of the light, let it sit while the light turns on for a second, and then slowly edge your hand in. But, anyways, rocking your hand from side to side will ensure if your lamp is not exactly powerful, it'll get all around the edges, the corners, the sides. So don't be afraid to move your hand around like this when you have it inside of your lamp, okay? That's side one. Let's do side two right quick. Let me just wipe it down with and I have a no wipe top coat on, so I don't have to wipe off. There's no surface. There's no what's it called? Adhesive surface or barrier surface or whatever the hell it's called right now. I don't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. Adhesion surface. Something so. And I remember. All right. Anybody else ever get like overly anal on their strokes and just like keep going and going? You know it's covered, but you just keep going. It's just so satisfying sometimes to sit here and paint. It's also a reason why I don't work with clear acrylic because I could never see it to stop. And I would build and build and create a thick, thick, thick ass nail before I know it. And all I was really supposed to do was put a thin layer, but with the clear acrylic, I can never see it. So that's why I don't really work with it still. Only use it as like sticky layer. That's it. Inhibition layer. That's what it's actually called, an inhibition layer. But I don't work with the clear acrylic because I can't see it. So I'd rather work with something that has a color to it. Yes, inhibition layer is what it's actually technically called. But if you guys ever have any questions on tools and products and stuff, don't hesitate to ask. I'll always give you some information that I can tell you. There's a lot of information out there too. In America, you get way more access to stuff than most other places. Import fees can be costly, so be mindful of where you're shopping from. And if you shop from a reputable company like Not Polish, you should be able to get the information related to what's actually in their ingredients. So, don't hesitate to know what's in your products. You don't want to be using stuff that's not proper. That's the last thing you want to do. This lamp is really, really, really old. I've had this lamp for almost 5 years. Oh, 3 years. 3 years. But they work if you take care of them. And you don't always have to buy a new one. The latest and greatest isn't always the best. Don't let these people steal your money. Unless you want to spend your money, don't let them steal your money. It's not worth it. Keep your stuff simple if you can. It's better for you in the long run. If you're planning on opening a shop, that's different. Stockpile, go for it. But if you're doing your own thing, keep it simple, man. Little goes a long way. All right. Let's do this sherry color. All right, let's start with this one. A lot of people too, when they're applying a polish to their nails, they like to press too hard, and it's like you don't. The pressure that you put on the brush is not necessary. Just be gentle with your strokes. It's very light, airy, simple, and also don't do thick coats, especially of like darker colored polishes, because it won't cure properly in the lamp. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that, or if you've ever used like a dark color and then you've put your top coat on and then you went to wipe the inhibition layer and some color came off. That's because it didn't dry all the way through. So be careful with that. All right, almost done. Anybody use stamping gels when they're doing their designs, or any stamping plates? That's something else I'm curious to know, because I see they're making kind of a comeback depending on the style of nails you're into. Stamping doesn't really work well on tinier nails, but I mean, the exception can be made. All right. A little bit extra right in there. All right. Throw that in, 60 seconds. What do you use to draw on the nails? Do you use a pen? Do you draw on a shiny surface, a matte surface? When you say, I gotta go watch these videos in full detail. When you say you draw, what do you use to draw on your nails? A pencil? A Sharpie? Nail gel? A nail art pen? What do you use? I'm curious. Sometimes I don't have the patience for art videos because I can't do it, so I get upset and then I have to shut it off. It gets real personal real quick. I feel like this side is gonna bloom. I don't know why it didn't bloom. Oh well. All right, let's see if this will work. Maybe I needed to put it thicker. Let's see. Just want it blooming on the one side. Do I need to do it thicker? I think there's something wrong with this formula. It's always been a problem. All right. Dippy dip. My dipping dots. I'm not seeing no bloom, y'all. I don't see no blooms. All right. Well, I guess it's not blooming. Oh, well, nah. Kind of, but not really. It's all good. We are still gonna make these dots. And if they happen, oh, they're spreading a little bit. They are spreading just a little bit. I think it just needs to be thicker, maybe. But It's all good. I should have did the streak through them. That would have made me happy. All right, let me throw these in here for 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna switch and add that special one. Okay. Yeah, matte surface I found is usually the easiest to draw. Outline first and then put in the detail. Liner brush and black gel. For real? Gel polish. Damn. Okay, okay. Outline first and put in details. Can you draw in real life, like on a paper? I've never tried base coat to act as blooming gel, no, but that's a good suggestion. I could try it. Actually, I like to do the what's the word? I like to do the top coat with the color blend just to give it like that jelly kind of look. But I usually do that when I'm doing marble style. Yeah, if you're doing live classes, I'm there. Like, hello. I want to learn how to draw. I can't draw on paper. I think that like it's a thing. It's a thing, Maria. It's not a joke. Oh, Maria's like this woman. It doesn't blend as much as yeah, no. Okay. The base coat. Okay. Yeah, that means you're talented naturally, my girl. You're like what's her name? What's that girl's name? Or maybe you are her and you just don't want to tell us. You know they did that nail show on was it Bravo or TLC? I can't remember, but I follow her on Instagram. And she does what's her name, man? Um she has the sister with all the drama. Her dad passed away. What's her name? What's her name? I have to find her on Instagram. I don't remember right now, but she's very gothy. She's a big Mets fan and she wears like those big chunky boots, nail something. I can't remember what her name is. But you're like her then. You can magic draw. You have the special draw talent. I don't have that, but you know what I do have? I have the ability to close my lid with one hand talent. Palm. Can you do that? Okay, I have that talent. Oh, I can't. No, I can't. I can't. I can't. No, guys. I've tried. Trust me. I've taken classes. Okay, this is my talent. I could do this, but I've taken classes for drawing. I can't do even if I do the grid to give me the four corners, and then I can't do the. Listen, I don't even think my own face is symmetrical. If I'm being completely honest, like my face, my own face. I think that's why I can't even draw a straight line. Guys, I tell you this humbly. This is my truth. Okay, I share with you raw dog. This is my truth. I'm not about that drawing life. I tried. So sad. I could draw flowers, like nice little round flowers. I tried to add in detail and it fails. As a matter of fact, you can go look at my drawing on my planning videos because I tried to draw a little leaf and it messed up. It's like, I can't even draw a leaf? Yo, it's real, okay? All you beautiful drawing people, I am jealous. And I am not ashamed to admit it. Because me, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something in just a second before y'all go, just so you can see what I'm talking about. This ain't no joke. I didn't do the extra sparkle on this one. I should though. Shit, it's all good. Should I throw it on there? Yeah, it gives it that little bit of. Okay, hold on. Okay, what's easy? Give me an example of try something easy. What do you deem as easy, my girl? Tell me, please. I want to know. Because even if you tell me draw apple is a problem, even if you tell me draw banana is a problem, even if you say make two eyes is a problem, you can't even do lips. Girl, come on. All right. I should have mixed this with the top coat, but whatever. It is what it is. The best part about nails is you can freestyle it and do whatever that makes you happy. So that's what I did today. All right, let me throw that in there. I believe you believe I could do it. I believe you believe I could do it. I want to believe it too. But the faith is just okay. Okay, I did a snowman. Oh, I did a snowman. Okay, wait, let me see if I can take this thing off the wall. Let me show you how horrible this is, okay? Can I do hold on. Hold on. Let me give y'all some jokes right quick because you stayed with me through this process. Let me give y'all some jokes. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, can I take that off? Hold on. The female fighters are coming on now. Okay, hold on. Ooh, okay. Okay, look. Okay, I'll give you some jokes. I tried to draw. Do you see? I tried, and it didn't go so well. I tried to sugar something. This was like probably the first little design something I ever did. Oh wait, did I do another set? I don't remember. Anyways, let me do this real quick. Whoop, top, 'cause I just did it mixed in with something else. Hold on 1 second. Top, 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 top. I did make butterflies. I could do butterflies. That's because I really practiced them. I could do butterflies though. All right, hold on. Bam. Okay. So anyhow, okay. This was something I had to do, and half of those are stamps because it was easy. I didn't have to write because there were stickers for that. There's stickers for everything. The marbling was not so hard. The chroming, I didn't have such a good chrome, and then the pink and whites, the pink and baby pinks or whatever. I could do the gradients. I could do the blending, right? But girl, the drawing. I'm just gonna laugh at myself so you guys don't have to. But I am not. I try. I want. Oh, where's my beautiful butterflies and my. I have them somewhere. I can't find them right now. I did butterflies. I did butterflies, and I did a couple other designs that I had to do for this online class. Do I have any of those? I don't know where they all went. All my nail design stuff just decided to run away. I don't know where it is. Thanks, y'all. That was my exam. You don't breathe when you paint. That little set thing that I just showed you there, that was like my final exam, part of my final exam. We had to do 10 or so different designs or something to that effect. And it wasn't pretty. Uh, so these are done. Here we go. I'm trying to no wipe top coat, but I still do just because I'm anal. Um, but that was our final exam. So we had to do um like 10 or so different design. Plus we had to do the pink and whites. That was a requirement. Thank you guys so much. We had to do the chroming. We had to do marbling. That was a requirement. We had to do the gradient. This was all part of our testing when we did our nail course. Okay, this was a freehand. I don't know what the hell this was. This was a stamp. This was when the blooming gel tried to work but didn't really, because you could see my flowers are kind of not pretty. I don't know what type of marble I thought this was. This is the most basic marble you could do. I did get this one nice though. It was because I did use a different brush, but like this is the stuff they made us do in order to pass school, y'all. Like real talks, which is crazy. But I am going to try to draw. I might watch more of your videos just for the sake of learning. But my girl, me can't draw, okay? Me can't look. I told you, I tried to draw a leaf. I tried to draw a leaf. Look what happened to the leaf. I didn't even draw the leaf. This is the extent of my drawing situations. I can't do it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay. It is what time? Let me hit you with some nighttime face so you can laugh at me and be like, oh my God, this is who we're talking to this whole time. Hi y'all. All right. Am I doing this right? I made changes back there. And my camera's dirty. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, wait. I could do better. I could do better. All right. Woo! All right. I think I could do better. I'm trying to do better. It's late. Okay. All done. Nails. Do do do. Do. So this is just proof that you can do your nails if you don't already do your nails. If you join me to learn how to do your nails, I got you. If you do tips, if you do, um, there's nothing wrong with doing tips. If that's what you like to do them. But for me, I keep my natural nails because I don't want to find it in my food, just in case. But anyhow, thank y'all. This is the little design. I kept it simple. It was supposed to again be like blooming. It was supposed to be like bloom, kind of like not cheetah, but like the print, like the snake print kind of. But it never goes the way that I need it to go when I want it to go. So, last thing I always leave you with, or last tip I always leave you with, because y'all know I'm about them healthy nails, and the best place for healthy nails to start is with a good foundation. So, always, 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 oh, you cuticles, you don't need a lot. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all are cool, man. Y'all are really. I'm so happy I kind of have this little crew of people. I'm not gonna lie, but go get. I need food. All right, so bam, bam. Always, always, always. If you do the oiling the cuticles, it actually helps with regenerating good growth. Thank y'all so much. I know it's late. I hope this video is doing what it needs to do. I hope the lighting is doing what it needs to do. And if it isn't, um, I'll try to run some photos or something on a short. But y'all, I'm all done. Thank you for joining me on this Friday. Look, the fight didn't even start yet. There's a whole hour before the fight starts. So everybody can get settled. It's given. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hold on. Why did my computer just turn off? Why everything want to mess with me when the people are giving? I want to be given. All right, y'all. Um, so again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. So wait, before anybody goes, I'm gonna jump on my phone because I know there was somebody that followed me this afternoon, and I said I'm gonna follow you as soon as I get off of the other live, but then I jumped into mine. So I don't have Lena. Nails by Lena C underscore. Let me find you. See, this is how I want to show you. I'm about that life. I'm looking for you. Because I promised. Where is it? Nails by Lena underscore C. Why isn't it giving it to me? But do you guys ever notice that when you're looking for someone, if you don't punch it exact, you're not gonna find it? All right, I found Lena, so I'm subbing there. And I know I have EXO. And there was another lady, I think she said subbed. And I was supposed to look for her, but I hope I can find her because I don't get notifications when people subscribe to me. So I can't always tell. But if you did sub to me, yeah, girl, I got you. I'm there. Listen, I saw them long claws. um, I always try to support back, so I appreciate it. But it's late. Everybody get out of here. I hope nobody else is on a live unless you're on the West Coast, and then we got to support them. But I will just turn it on and watch. Thank you very, very much for your support today. I usually do my nails every 2 weeks, every 2.5, 3 weeks. I try not to do them too late, but I also now I'm cognizant of checking to make sure nobody else is on a live before I jump on because I would rather be there to support someone else. Nothing that I do is in such time that like I have to do it right now. So thank you so much. Again, I had a hard time finding a couple of people. Keep the search on. And I'm gonna be looking for the Bloomin' Gel that y'all recommended. Thank you for that. Again, if you can give me a thumbs up on your way out, I would appreciate it. Other than that, it's the weekend. It's probably going to be the last warm one if you're in the northern part of the world or the hemisphere where we get winter because snow's supposed to come by the 26th. Thank you for indulging my craziness and sharing my jokes and my drinks. Cheers. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. And let's see if this poll goes down and Tyson actually wins this fight because that's who everybody said is going to win. But I guess we'll see. But sending y'all light, love, and blessing. Peace be to you. Make sure you take care of yourself first because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of your family. And remember to stay safe out there in these streets with the madness. But from my freshly done nails to you, ooh, I'm going to say goodnight. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Stay blessed, all right? Peace out. He better win. That's right, because I bet some money. I want my money, honey. All right, y'all. Have a blessed night. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. He better win. I'm not playing. I want that money. How do I end this? Oh, I got to end it on my phone. Duh. Good night, y'all.